Hey guys, Ponce here, not really on the PBE, but here to discuss the Urgot Rework announcement that was just put up by Rat. So they've put his whole kit thing here. Timing-wise, just to be clear, he's not currently on the PBE. You know, I do my usual thing. As soon as it is available on the PBE, I'll have gameplay footage and all that stuff ready for you guys. But timing-wise, this lines up perfectly with him probably showing up on the PBE next week. Because starting next week, Kane will have been on the PBE for 2 weeks. So I would expect him probably Tuesday of next week. Maybe Monday or Wednesday. Sometimes it can kind of get messed up a bit, but usually it's a Tuesday. So stay tuned to my channel then. Of course, I'll have all the stuff up. But for now, we're just going to discuss all the abilities here. For those of you who want to read the article itself without me, yammering over top of it and don't need explanation, because you're a strong, independent person, the link is available in the description below, so you can click on that and check the thing out yourself. But let's just sort of discuss what's going on here. As far as I can tell, just as a brief overview, they've turned him into like an actual juggernaut, not like this weird thing that he is currently. I personally call him a slightly tanky, but not really tanky AD caster. I know some people think of him kind of like a juggernautish sort of thing, which he's really not. I know some people like to think of him like an AD carry, which he's really not. I think, yeah, slightly tanky AD caster is the best way of thinking of him currently. But anyway, that won't be relevant soon, because soon we're going to have this juggernaut version, which almost plays like, as far as I can tell, a weird mix of, I don't know, I guess like, what the hell is that person called? Like a Graves plus a Singed plus a Fiora plus Tracer from Overwatch, or not Overwatch, Heroes of the Storm, like the Heroes of the Storm version of her. Anyway, let's go over what the actual abilities are. Here we have the passive Echoing Flame. Attacking in the direction of one of Urgot's legs causes that leg to combust flames outward, dealing physical damage to enemies in a cone and putting that leg on cooldown. Consecutive hits within a few seconds deal reduced damage. So let's see what this looks like here. So note that each leg has its own separate cooldown, and that's why this person is kind of like circling around like that. So there's all the legs on cooldown there. Now there's going to be another example here where the person attacks repeatedly from one direction, but notice there's no cooldown on that leg, so it's just a regular auto attack repeatedly. Alright, so next let's move on to the Q, Corrosive Charge. Let's pause that before we take a look at it. Fires an explosive charge at a targeted location, dealing physical damage to nearby enemies and slowing them. Enemy champions struck are locked onto. So they're kind of, sort of preserving his lock-on gameplay. Not really, but it doesn't function with other abilities, so let's check that out. Instead, they put that on his Q, so that's going to be take a bit of getting used to. Okay, so next we have his W. So this does function, rather it interacts with the Q. Purge. Urgot shields himself and rapidly shoots the nearest enemy, prioritizing enemies that are locked onto and triggering echoing flames when possible. When shooting, Urgot walks more slowly, but becomes resistant to incoming slows. During this time, Urgot can walk over non-champions and cannot basic attack normally. See what that looks like? Yeah, so he's intended to be more of a short-range lock-on thing with that, as you can see. It's not like lock-on and then, like, artillery someone from halfway across the map kind of thing. Well, he's not that strong anymore. He used to be, before they nerfed his range, old Urgot, or current Urgot, I guess, he used to have crazy range with his lock-on thing. But anyway, that's not relevant to what we're talking about here. That actually kind of reminds me in a weird sort of way of, yeah, like I said, Tracer from Overwatch. Or not Overwatch, goddammit. Heroes of the Storm. Where she, like, locks onto people and, like, has this pseudo-auto attack thing. Anyway. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably don't play Heroes of the Storm. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Moving on. E. Disdain. Simply named ability. Urgot charges in a direction. If he runs into an enemy champion, he'll stop, grabbing and throwing them to the other side of him, damaging and locking onto them. Non-champions trampled during Urgot's charge take the same damage and are knocked aside. So see what that looks like here. So yeah, kind of like a singed grab or singed toss volley bear flip sort of thing going on there. Except it's like an actual dash into them, so sort of a self-skill shot, as it were. And lastly, we have his ult. Fear Beyond Death. Urgot fires a hexadrill beacon that impales the first enemy champion struck, locking onto them, dealing physical damage and slowing them. While impaled, the target falls. If the target falls below a health threshold, Urgot may recast Fear Beyond Death. Did I say far? Because I meant fear. Anyway, if to suppress the target, slowly reeling them in, and when they reach him, executing them. During the recast, they are untargetable, and this effect can only be ended by killing Urgot. If Urgot successfully executes an enemy, he terrifies all nearby enemies. See what that looks like here. Pretty long range-ish. So yeah, it looks like basically sort of an execution style thing. I don't know how useful that's going to be on a higher life target. We'll have to see how that all functions. But interesting that they kept in like his Terrify effect thing for just apparent reason. Flavor. But anyway, an execution style ult. Certainly more cohesive with his kit than his old ult. His old ult was just messed up. Like, it was like, why did that exist? But anyway, yeah. For those of you who want to see what's going on here, yeah, this is kind of mainly Riot talking. Well, I guess we can look at this thing here, like Riot's little example, gameplay example. A bit on the loud side, let's turn that down. I wonder if his passive is going to be affected by CDR. Anyway, yeah, interesting sort of thing going on there. It's kind of like he functions, as far as I can tell, he's probably going to function the best when he's mobile and moving around people, but he's also like kind of a slow juggernaut thing, so that won't be the easiest thing to do. And the idea that they're kind of trying to convey in these paragraphs here, like people are probably just going to want to run away from you, but, you know, if you can stick to them or they actually try and fight you, he's really good at just beating them down as like a juggernaut type thing. So, yeah, that's Urgot. Like I said, he's not currently on the PB. He should be on the PBE next week, early next week. So, yeah, it should actually be interesting to test out. I actually, compared to most people, I probably played a lot of Urgot. I remember way back when he was first released. When was that? Like Season 1? I think Urgot actually was like my main type thing in Season 1. I played a lot of them. And that kind of petered off over the years, since he's received nothing but nerfs. But anyway, should be neat. Like, honestly, this looks a lot more appealing to me personally than Kayn. It's like, this is the new champion I'm kind of excited about, whereas Kayn was just to me. So I look forward to testing this out for you guys. Stay tuned to the channel, like I said earlier. If you happen to catch this video right as I upload it, I'll be off streaming some kind of League of Legends thing. Not Urgot, because he's not out, but I don't know. Twitch.tv/Ponce, my usual Twitch haunt. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, as I think I just said. I'm going to cut this off so I can stop rambling. Goodbye.